With Halloween fast approaching, I decided it is time to make my Halloween costume, and this year I am going to be Red Riding Hood. I've actually wanted to do a Red Riding Hood costume for a really long time because I don't feel like I've ever seen a lot of people make it, and I really just wanted to make a really beautiful red cape. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and I am very excited to start this project and look beautiful in my new costume. Here is my sketch for the Red Riding Hood dress, and I'm no artist, so yeah, but this is actually, I'm really proud of this sketch. So as you can see, I feel like most costumes, they kind of go with like a red and black theme, but I kind of want to do more of like warm tones, so I'm doing some brown. I think I'm gonna have the stays be brown and then the skirt be tan, and then I'm also gonna do a petticoat with some dark red, just because I thought that might look nice if you get a little peek of it. And then I have an apron on this sketch, but I don't know if I'm gonna make an apron. If I do, I'm gonna look at my extra fabric in there and see if I have extra fabric to do that, but I'm not gonna go out and buy fabric for an apron. And then I'm gonna have like this little peasant blouse, which I think would be really cute. And then obviously we're gonna have the cape, which hopefully will be made out of red velvet. I did already make the petticoat, but here's my fabrics. So this is the extra from the petticoat. It's just some red wine kind of colored cotton fabric. And then this is the skirt fabric, and I absolutely love it. It was between this and another one, but I really liked the color of this one, and I really like this pretty print. So then we have that cotton, and then I just got this cotton for the stays, but I might try to embellish it somehow so that it's not just plain brown. The first thing that I'm gonna work on is the skirt, which like I said is out of this fabric. And I'm going to do what I did for the petticoat, which I cartridge pleated it, and it gives you really nice volume. But it's not like too bulky, and it does take a lot of time though. So I'm going to do that with this and show you the process. Basically, I just figured out how long I wanted my skirt to be, and I went ahead and tore it down so that it would be that length. And keep in mind, I also added a ruffle, so I added that in too at this moment, and it was really just a large gathered rectangle on top of the smaller gathered rectangle. And then it was time to cartridge pleat. This was basically 2 rows of stitches that I did, and each stitch was 1 centimeter long, and that way when you gather it up, you have these really even pleats. Then it was time to sew it to the waistband, and honestly this is really time consuming because you have to sew each individual pleat to the waistband strip of fabric and then add a closure. Okay, the skirts are finished. The dress form is a little too big, so I had to pin them on, so it doesn't look perfect, but you get what it will look like, and it will look better on me, I promise. But I really love how they turned out, and the cartridge pleating gave it a lot of volume at the waist, which I really enjoy. And oh my goodness, it's so much fun to twirl in. So I have this one up here, and then underneath I have the red petticoat. You can kind of see it. So now I'm going to work on the under blouse, which will kind of be like a peasant blouse. And I'm going to use this cotton. It's just white. It will look good though. I am definitely winging this peasant bodice, but these are the pieces I have. There's going to be 2 of each. This will be the main bodice, and these are the sleeves. And we're just gonna pray that it works because I used up every bit of fabric except for like those pieces. So basically I'm going to sew the front and the back bodice pieces together, add the sleeves onto it, and then add elastic into the top and into the hem of the sleeves. Theoretically, that will make it a peasant bodice to go under that skirt, theoretically. And if it doesn't work, I don't know what I'll do. I'll have to get more fabric, so let's just hope it works. Okay, you know what? I think my theory or my just guess on how to make this is actually working, because this is what I have right now. I already added the elastic into the sleeves, and I think it is gonna work. Once I get the elastic into this top part, it will kind of like cinch on, and I think that it will fit. So now I just need to sew the casing and then cinch it, but I actually think I'm not going to use elastic. I think I'm going to use ribbon instead, because then you can get that really cute little detail, and you can also control like if you want it off the shoulders or above, or how tight you want it. And with elastic, it's kind of just, it's going to be one tightness. So that's what I'm going to do. So it actually did work, and it looks really good, and it fit well too. I tried it on last night. The only thing is that I didn't make it long enough here because I didn't have enough fabric, but I do have a strip of different white fabric. So I think I'll add the strip to the hem of this just so that it's longer, because right now it's barely long enough to tuck into the skirt. And I have this to tie it with, but I need to replace it with something else, but this is what I had right now. So now it's time to work on the stays, which I have to make the pattern for myself. Here's the finished drape. I think it looks good on this. I don't know if it will look good on me, but I am too lazy to do a mock-up. So I'm just going to cut this out of this, which I had this for a corset, but I need something strong. So I'm just gonna use this, and I'll buy more for my corset. And it's just a cotton drill, duck canvas, something like that. And then I'm also, there it is, also using this brown cotton, but I'm going to do like embroidery with it on my sewing machine. I saw somebody else do that on Instagram and it looked cool, so I'm gonna try it out. But yeah, so I'll just take this off, and let's just pray that the pattern works and it fits me, because I'm not gonna do a mock-up. So the pieces have now been cut, both of the fabrics, and now it's time to figure out what I want to do next. I think before I assemble, I will do the decoration I was going to do on this brown, and I don't know what that decoration is going to be yet pattern wise, so it's time to figure that out. But I think this pattern will work. I was kind of holding it up to me, and it looks like it's gonna fit, so let's just hope that it does. For the construction of this, I basically made the two sets of fabrics separately. So I had sewn the set of brown together and the set of the cotton together, and then I put them on top of each other, wrong sides together, and basted around the edge. And now I'm sewing in the boning channels, and I'm putting in the boning. And then once that's done, I'll bind the edges and add in the grommets. So I've been working on this a lot the past few days, and I've just started doing embroidery because the thing I wanted to do with my sewing machine wasn't working. But look at how cute it is. I'm kind of in the middle of it right now. But this is the color scheme, and I really, really, really love it. Just like these pretty flowers that are gonna go all the way around. So I chose just like a darker green, and then I have this red, and the thread itself has like a bunch of red in it. It's like color changing, so you get like that good variety. and it's gonna look so good once it goes all the way around. But I'm taking a break from this really quick to make the cape. I got this red velvet from Hobby Lobby, and I think it was $35 for 3 yards. So I'm gonna make a cape. I don't know if it's gonna be able to be floor length because I don't know if it's long enough for that. But yeah, I'm gonna work on this and cut it. It's basically just a half circle skirt, but I'll show you how I do it. So basically, for the cape, you literally just cut out a circle skirt. It's really just a circle skirt. Actually, this one is going to be half circle skirt. And then for the waist radius, what would normally be the waist is going to be your neck. So for me, my neck, adding a bit extra room was 15 inches. So I'm going to do a radius of 4, and that way it will go all around my neck and like flow out. And unfortunately, because this width is 45 and not 60, I don't think it's going to be floor length, but I think it's fine as long as it's as long as this skirt. So yeah, I'm going to cut out this and then we'll see how it looks around me. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of disappointed because it's actually shorter than I thought it would be, but I can't afford to get like more fabric, or I couldn't afford to get more in the first place, so I had to deal with what I could afford. So it's really short. I don't know. Like, that's really short. It's supposed to be longer. I wish it was longer. I can't afford it. Oh well. But now I need to add the hood. Hopefully it will turn out good. That rhymed. Yeah. So here's the pattern for the hood, and it's really just a rectangle, and then I curved the top edge. So I was kind of trying the hood on and seeing how it looked, and it didn't have like enough weight to it. It was kind of caving in. I felt like it needed weight to keep it out. So I ended up lining it with this black floral satin that I made a corset out of for a Sleeping Beauty peasant dress. So I'm gonna line it with that before I add it to the actual cape part, but I think it's gonna work. It just needed a bit extra something. It looks kind of bad right now, but I promise it will look better when it's done. And then I just added the hood to the cape, and I turned that raw edge over so that there was a nice clean finish, and I sewed it down. And to finish it off, I sewed down this clasp that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I really love it as it's really detailed and beautiful. So I finally finished the dress, and it looks so good, and me and my roommate went out and shot some videos of it to share with you guys. So here's the big reveal, and I hope that you love it as much as I do.